Space for Nature is a project that I've set up in Rowcroft Hospice to enable patients and relatives and carers that are involved with the hospice to be able to access nature within the grounds. The project there's two arms to the project. One is we've renovated an existing hut within the grounds to create a bird hide that's accessible and comfortable for patients to visit. Patients who are on the ward, but also patients from the community can come in and spend time in the bird hide. And as well as the physical presence of the bird hide, the project also involves encouraging people to spend time in nature. So that might be taking a mindful walk in the grounds, doing a creative activity within the natural environment. And we've offered that to bereaved patients, patients who are under our care, and their carers and relatives. I was lucky enough to get funding for last year through the Queen's Nursing Institute and the personalised care, NHS personalised care. We've run some bereavement groups. So far we've run 2 groups that have been 9 weeks at a time, and we've got another one planned to start in September. And the group runs for 9 weeks. Each week is a different activity that's based around nature and is facilitated and led by either a volunteer or a member of staff. Also, so that clinicians could meet their patients in the bird hide in a non-clinical, less threatening environment to have important conversations, thinking about advanced planning, their future wishes, and also for relatives, for social workers perhaps that are working with relatives to help them facilitate difficult conversations that they might need to have.
I came into contact with Rowcroft Hospice 18 months ago when my husband was diagnosed with terminal pancreatic cancer. I was in a terribly bad place, and then Sarah contacted me to ask me if I would be interested in being part of the pilot scheme, which I obviously wanted to do. And it's really amazing, and a really amazing experience. Space for Nature gave me the opportunity to start to re-engage with things that are so dear to me that I had completely disconnected with in the early weeks and months of the loss of my husband. He was my soulmate, and I lost everything. And just being out with a group of people, all who have suffered this terrible experience, but being able to walk around the grounds. We had different people with us each week. We had, we worked with clay, which was amazing. We drew. We had talks about the bees, which were fascinating. It just brought a little joy back into my life that has been a really dark place.
When we're grieving, we can feel very disconnected, isolated, disorientated. And this was not only a date in the diary once a week, but it was also a chance to connect. And it was a chance to connect with one another, other people who were grieving. It was a chance to connect with nature in a very mindful way. And it was a chance to connect with ourselves through the activities that we were doing. And I think that was really important. The outcomes for the participants in the Space for Nature group were that through the activities we were doing, they had a breather from their grief. The activities were things which brought them present into the moment. And if you're focused on music or birdsong or writing a poem or whatever else it might be, a mindful walk, making a pot, it's difficult at the same time to be focused on one's grief. So the fact that there were lots of different activities and the common denominator for all of them was to bring us into the present, I think that was very helpful. And those are tools and skills that people can take with them into their ongoing lives.
Through the group, people have made connections with each other. They've been able to share how they're feeling. and it's been in a very non-threatening way. So commonly it's been people who haven't necessarily wanted to have one-to-one counselling or attend a counselling group, but they've come to this group because there's activities and they can relax and enjoy them and make connections that way. People have also fed back that the activities we've done have given them time to reflect on how they're feeling and how they're coping with life in general, and making them more mindful. A lot of our activities have been around mindfulness in nature really, and people have fed back that they found that very beneficial.